I want to introduce a really special treat for us tonight. It's something that is engaging the youth in philanthropy, which is something that we aim to do a lot. And I think that it's so important to start, engaging youth in philanthropy at an early age. So I want to introduce our next moderator who will be doing a fireside chat to introduce her. Her name is Mona Shah. She is an independent advocacy and policy consultant. She primarily works with a nonprofits, philanthropists, and government agencies, and she specializes specifically in health policy and social issues. Mona, thank you so much for joining us, and over to you.
Great, thank you so much. So I am part of the Sarva Mangal Family Trust. We are a charitable trust based in Orange County, California. And my husband and I have young children ourselves. So we really believe that it's never too young to start cultivating a philanthropic mindset and really a lifelong sense of duty to give back to your community however you can. We are second generation Indian Americans, but we also want today's Indian American youth, whether they're first, second, third generation in the United States, to always feel connected to their Indian roots. So that is why our family was proud to support the Indian Philanthropy Alliance's inaugural essay competition. And we were really excited by involving youth and engaging them and really giving them the opportunity to tell us what philanthropy means for them in their lives today. And hopefully we can make this contest a tradition. I do want to thank Alex Counts and his team. There were several judges from the India Philanthropy Alliance's member organizations who were involved in the process. And we did receive a lot of very high quality essays, interestingly, a lot from the Midwest and Southern regions of the United States. So really all of the judges read every single essay. And then we came together to have a very robust and lively discussion. So choosing the finalists and winners were not easy, but I'm excited today to at least virtually chat with our winners. We had a middle school category and a high school category. And before we get to the two winners, I of course wanted to recognize our finalists and runners up because all the students we think did a fantastic job with these essays and talking about philanthropy and especially connecting it back to India. So our runners up, can you actually go back to our finalists? There we go. So we have our middle school division, Samir Agrawal from Austin, Texas. We have Ditya Pai, also from Austin, Texas. In our high school division, we had such a tough time deciding that we actually had 6 finalists. They are Mira Bhatia from Chicago, Rhea Chakradeo from Rutherford, New Jersey, Amit Kama from Atlanta, Georgia, Nitya Maineni, Bidash Bandi, and Shreen Shafkani. And then next slide, please. Our runners up from the middle school division, we had Aditya Ajit of West Des Moines, Iowa, and he focused on access to education. And then we had in our high school division, Shreya Yarlagada of Johnston, Iowa, and she focused on digital life skills training for girls. And what I really appreciated is that these students truly covered a very wide variety of topics in terms of different issues confronting India today. And so now I would like to announce our winners who are with us today. From the middle school division, we have Rohan Chalamalasetti and Maher Adoni. And Rohan and Maher, if you're on, I would love to just have a brief conversation with you about your essay and your thoughts on philanthropy today.
Hello.
Hey, Maher, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Well, first of all, congratulations again for being our winner. So can you just share with us why at such a young age philanthropy is important to you and what you've been personally doing to advance the cause of education in India, which is what you focused your essay on?
Yeah. So the emotional connection I sort of have to this topic, to education in India is my grandmother. So my mom's mother, my maternal grandmother, she's an amazing woman. She's very accomplished. When in high school, she was actually very good at basketball and track, and none of those genes carried on to me, which is very unfortunate. But either way, when she grew up, she actually founded a school in my mom's hometown, Guntur in India. It's called Jawahar English Medium School, so kindergarten to 10th grade. And growing up, I would be in India all the time, to visit family. And the first floor is where my mom grew up, my mother's house, and the top 3 floors are the school. So I was face to face a lot with the structure and the curriculum and the benefits and also the drawbacks of Indian education and the shortages. And I think that's really what exposed me and inspired me, just to learn more about the topic and aid it and help it grow and experience it through kind of a digital media framework, which is, I talk about that in my essay.
That's awesome. Thank you. So clearly, philanthropy has a multi-generational impact, no matter what age you're doing the exposure and getting exposed to, which I love. Rohan, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi. So this is our middle school winner. Rohan, again, fantastic job on your essay as well.
Thank you.
In your essay, you talked about clean water access. So can you tell us a little bit about how you became interested in this issue, and how you, some of your ideas on how this could be addressed through an eco-friendly and natural solution?
Well, actually, pretty recently, me and my family, we got the opportunity, during our recent visit to India, we got the opportunity to take a tour of some projects that are being conducted by the Sehgal Foundation. Some of those projects, they were solving different problems like education for girls, proper schools, and the cleanliness of water. So when I saw the cleanliness of water solution they had, it really intrigued me. It was a biosand filter solution, and it really intrigued me. The basic premise of that is you harvest rainwater from that lands on the roofs of buildings. You take that water and it goes in these large tanks that consist of sand, and that sand, it filters all the impurities of the water, and you get clean water that you can drink through taps or can be stored in more tanks for later use.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then Rohan, I'll ask you another question. So as the winners of the competition, the winners and the runners up were both given a certain amount of money to provide a grant to the organization of their choosing. So Rohan, can you tell me the organization that you chose and why you chose it?
I chose the Sehgal Foundation because when I saw their solution for the cleanliness of water, as well as their solutions for all the other problems, I really liked them. So I think the Sehgal Foundation, they have really smart ideas to the solution, to whatever problem they're given. And yeah, that's why I donated the grant to them. And they have a motto, which is transforming lives one school at a time. And I also really believe in that motto as well.
That's wonderful. And Maher, I'm going to ask you the same question. Who did you choose as your grant recipient and why?
So I ended up directing my grant to the American Indian Foundation. It was really hard to figure out where to direct the grant because there's so many amazing organizations that are so deserving and they do so many great initiatives. But I felt like the American Indian Foundation best aligned with the values I personally hold and what I kind of try to get across in my essay. Like, for example, I was really fascinated by their learning and migration program. So yeah, I think like Rohan said, I felt like they best align with my mission, what I sought to do. So I was very proud to support them.
That's awesome. And obviously, through the India Philanthropy Alliance, you'll see there's so many really great foundations and organizations who are creating awareness and fundraising here in the US, but then all of that money is going to, boots on the ground programs in India, which is great. So I'm going to ask you, Maher, since you have an audience of a lot of people older than you, who are already philanthropists, on behalf of your generation of Indian American philanthropists, what advice do you have for some of the people here today?
This is also a very hard question for me to answer. I mean, this generation of Indian American philanthropists have done so much, and I still have a lot to learn. I'm no expert. But if there's one common thread, at least I noticed in all the essays in my age group, the finalists and the runners-up, and they were all amazing, is just the idea of looking at things through a different perspective. And I think figuring out how to approach problems, wherever they are, they're health related, education related, then figuring out how to address pressing issues with the ways or methods that aren't obvious at first necessarily is something my generation has, I feel like, a fairly good handle on, and something that would be worthwhile to pursue for anyone, any initiative.
Thank you. And Rohan, do you have anything that you want to share with everyone who's here today?
What I would have to say is whatever adults do, really kids follow in their footsteps. Kids look up to adults like you guys in the audience a lot, really. So I would say as long as adults set a really good example for kids, I think the kids can live up to that bar and maybe even accomplish something greater.
Awesome. Well, certainly both of you have a very, very bright future ahead of you. I'm sure this won't be the last time that we see you in a forum like this. So congratulations again. Thank you for participating. And again, I'm sure we'll be seeing both of you and hearing your names in the years to come. I also, again, as they mentioned, wanted to congratulate the two organizations who received their grants, the Sehgal Foundation, which is actually the newest member of the India Philanthropy Alliance, and of course the American India Foundation. Also, Suri and Edda Sehgal actually matched. So 3 out of the 4 finalists actually and winners decided to donate to them, and they matched that funding, which was awesome. And as we said, this is our inaugural essay competition, but as a family, we really enjoyed sponsoring it and supporting it. And we just got some wonderful essays, as Maher mentioned. They're all online. So I encourage you, if you have the chance, to go read some of the others. There really were some really fascinating topics that were addressed. So we hope to continue this. I also want to thank Indiaspora for allowing us to have this time today to really highlight these 2 amazing youth, but all of our finalists and runners up and participants. So thank you so much.